Hey everyone, welcome to the live stream. I'll start doing my analysis for today shortly. Okay guys, so we had some jobs data that came out about half an hour ago. So that's probably what's pushed price to this point. So right now we're looking at NAS100. Okay, so we had a strong push down. Right now we're basically still in, well, we're in an uptrend at this point. I'm just looking at this pattern here. Kind of a double top, but we have this higher high here as well, this lower high, and then this higher high that tried to break this low. We have an even kind of bottom here, so kind of a double bottom, but going with the trend, it looks like we're might be going up, so I'm just waiting for some confirmation on that. Okay, let's see. Just gonna clean up my chart a little bit here. I got too many things on. Okay, so we're just waiting for some kind of confirmation of a move. Obviously, I'm not taking a sell yet because it's just moved away too far from where I would have entered if I was going to take a sell. So right now we're just looking to see maybe if we can get a reversal to the upside, going with that higher time frame trend. In the meantime, let's see what's happening. So this is just I was just doing some analysis yesterday. This hasn't played out yet. Not sure if it will, because I was expecting a stronger move for GJ, back up to this level, and then we would be looking for a short at that point, but that hasn't worked out yet. Looks like it's stalling out, so maybe it'll just continue down for today. We'll see. It's flat at the moment, so I wouldn't recommend taking any trades there. Gold, I had kind of the same kind of outlook, I guess. So I expected that push back up from here, but then it started respecting this area more, and then we had this breakdown. Let's see what level gold might be aiming for here today. Could see something like that happening. Yeah, it could come all the way to the 76% level there. So for now, I wouldn't do anything with gold. We would need a strong pullback on this move, maybe to some kind of fib level, and then look to enter short. However, if we start hitting this, where is that? If you start hitting the 1865 level, I would look for any kind of major reversal and then take the long at that point. US30, what do we have here? Okay, US30 has been pretty flat on the higher time frame, really. So it's rejecting this level. Looks like it wants to break through this other 33,800 level. I guess if we get a break there, we could look for a short. It did break out of this trend line. Just get rid of some of these. Okay, so If it does reject this level again, I think that might be a good sign to look for longs. But I don't know, I would be a little concerned. This could just be the rejection here, right? You had the rejection here, then we had the push down, then we have this kind of rejection here. So it could be that it's just looking for some momentum to go up. So this one is a little iffy right now. I'd have to wait for some good confirmation. Also, we have this level below here, so it could push down and then go back up, something like that. Or it could break right through. So there's a few possibilities there. Also, when it's having these major moves, I get a little worried. Like the big wicks and the big candles. It's good if you're in it in the right direction, but when you're trying to get into it, you just have to be careful with that. On the lower time frame, it has this minor level of support. Let's see where that goes out to. Actually, it might not be a minor level. It's actually this whole zone right here. So yeah, if we get a rejection of the zone, we might be going up. Breaking the zone, I would start looking for shorts. So we need some good confirmation on this bounce here before getting into anything. Okay, let's go back to NAS. Okay, so NAS is breaking into this area. It's basically a zone that we have here. Let me just refine this a little bit. Just trying to get the most touches on my trend line here. Okay, so it's clearly broken that trend line. On the 4 hour, we had a nice rejection candle here. And then now it looks like it wants to push down. So I would look, let's see if, I mean, I don't know, 4 hour, this is a big move, right? So let's see. We might get more aggressive move down if it's trying to hit this level here. Let's see, is there some significance here? There's a 14,900 level. Let's see what's over here. Yeah, so that's kind of a support zone. I wouldn't be surprised to see it push hard at this point to this level somewhere here, and then start pushing back up. So for now, I don't think we have a trade. This is kind of a minor level here too. right? There's a zone. I don't like making my zones too big. So this is the anyway, we've had price come test this area, break through, come back, bounced, went up, bounced, went up. So it's a valid area, valid zone to look at. So I think either price is gonna keep pushing to this zone or break through that zone, come for the next support zone here, and then we might get a pushback up. So right now I wouldn't take buy or sell a NAS. GJ is just too choppy for me to recommend anything here. Gold is kind of doing something similar to NAS at the moment. Where I think it's just looking for some liquidity. Maybe it's gonna drop to one of these levels, and then maybe we get a reaction there. But for now, I wouldn't recommend anything on gold. Like it's trying to form some sort of rejection here, but whenever we see that, you have to also look at what's at that level, right? Because a lot of traders, they'll see kind of a rejection forming, but then they don't really look at what's to the left, right? So we do have kind of a area of interest here. But I believe the one at the bottom might be a stronger one. So again, traders might look at this level and think, okay, that's probably where it's gonna bounce and go back up, and you'll have a lot of entries, and that's where the big money comes in, pushes down and goes down to the next level. So always be cautious when you see price coming hard into a level and then showing some rejection, because it doesn't necessarily mean that it's gonna reject. It's just gonna maybe fake out and then continue down. So for now, I would stay out of that as well. Here US30 is testing that zone that we're looking at, so I would just leave this one as well. So right now, guys, no trades yet. So I'll be back. I'll leave the stream running, but I will be silent for a little bit. Anyone joining the stream, please say hi. We can discuss anything, any analysis, what you're trading, things like that. Just a little over 5 minutes to go for the market open. So I think we're gonna just hold out until market open to see what happens. I like having a very clean chart. Sometimes when my chart gets a little too messy, I'll just restart, clear it out, and redo the analysis, because you'll see things that you missed before. Okay, yeah, so I think the I wouldn't be surprised if it pushes down when market opens to this level somewhere here. And I really don't like having such like fat zones. I try to get more accurate kind of zones drawn out. So something like this still represents that area. It's not as big and it's a little cleaner. So if we get that break back above, I would probably look for a long. However, with the way market's going right now, and we had news that just came out, we had some jobs data that just came out, so that is still impacting price here. Usually I don't really care what the data actually is. I just look for when the news is coming out, and then either I'll get in or stay out, depending on what happens with price. Because a lot of times you'll see news that should be good for whatever it is that you're trading, and then you might think, okay, I'm gonna take a long because I see a setup or whatever, but then the market just goes in the opposite way very hard. So that's why I don't really look at what the news actually is. I just look at what the impact on price is. Like, it's good for maybe long-term traders with a lot of money that can kind of hold out for some massive drawdowns or something, and then ride the trade later, but not for us day traders. Okay, so market's opening in a few seconds. Let's just see what happens here. So it does look like it wants to respect this zone. So let's see. I will take a sell if we see a good rejection off of this level here somewhere. And my target will be down here. That would put a stop loss about here. So about 2,000 points to about 8,000. Let's see. So I'm just gonna go into my scalp setup here and wait. And again, I'm using a much smaller risk if I get into this entry here. Okay, I'm taking the sell. My risk is less than half of what I would normally risk on the trade. Target is below this low here, or at the low. So rejecting this area. So this is that zone that we were looking at, that I thought it would be more of a minor zone. This is why I whenever I take a trade at the open, I just reduce my risk more than half. Because it's very tempting to think that you can catch a big move on the market open with your full risk profile, but things like this can happen. Alright, I was expecting it to push all the way down to this level. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. We don't know that yet. But right now it's trying to push back above this level. If we do get a break above this level, that will signal the buy trade. Okay, looks like we're gonna get taken out of this one. If I were to take a buy here, stop loss about here, still not bad. So it looks like I'm gonna take this buy. I just want to wait for a minute, see what happens with this next candle here. Stop loss, if I do enter this, is going to be about 14,950, around that area. Maybe a little lower than that. This is what happens with price at the open. It's crazy. Okay, I'm still waiting for some confirmation here on the entry. We have about a little over 2 minutes to close this 10-minute candle, so I kind of want to hold out until then, because it's just better to wait for that close. That is not a nice candle if it doesn't close one way or the other. Okay, so this is looking better. I'm getting ready for a buy if we get a move up and sort of break this little high here. Kind of looking for that to break. So just a few seconds to close this 10-minute candle. Okay, so we didn't get a close exactly the way we wanted it, so we're still gonna wait, see what happens here. Looks like it's just bouncing around a little bit. Let's see what's going on with US30. Ooh, US30 took off. GJ, still not much going on there. Gold is currently, what's it doing? Okay, it's testing 200 EMA on the daily. That could be interesting. Okay, let's go back to NAS. Hope NAS doesn't do the same thing it's been doing for the past 2 days. Just kind of wicking up and down, up and down. Yeah, looks like that's what it's trying to do. We're just waiting for a good close here to decide what to do. Close on the 5 or 10. On the 4-hour chart, it's looking pretty flat. Like, doesn't seem to be much going on. Daily. Yeah, I don't see any solid pattern here on the daily either. Yep, look at those wicks. So yeah, my bias right now is still long, mainly because of this rejection wick, but that was also, market open, so we could get wicks like these and still continue down. So just got to go wherever the momentum's going, really. Okay, looks like it wants to go down. That is the trade I had open previously, so I'm just getting ready to go short here if it breaks this area. Okay, looks like we got some momentum coming in on this. I'm selling. My target is around this area here. So it's not a great trade. It's like a 1 to 1.5 risk to reward. As long as we don't get another wick from this area here. So that was actually a nice 15-minute candle. So let's see where this goes. Breaking this level, I guess we have this over here is another major zone. Looks like price is reversing right now though, so who knows. So usually with pullbacks like these, I'll wait to see how it reacts to the different levels I have, and if I see the opportunity, I may add to the position. As of right now, considering this big strong bullish candle, it's not looking good. Okay, we have rejection coming here of this EMA. I'm just hoping it keeps holding. Let's see. I would like to get another entry in because I'm like less than half my risk at this point. So if I do get another entry, I would reduce my risk a little bit more as well. Just waiting. Yeah, it's just messing around with this level right now. It's actually engulfing that 15-minute candle. That could be bad for this trade. We have about 10 minutes for the 10 o'clock candle to close. Usually around the 10:15 to 10:30, we get some stability. As long as there's no more news coming out. Let me see. Okay, we have some orange folder news for pending home sales. That may or may not have any impact on price, really. Okay, if we get a good close on this candle, I will take another entry. Let's see, another sell. But we need it to close kind of breaking below this level, or just a very bearish candle coming into this level. So I don't like that candle. Let's see what the next one does. It is looking like a kind of a bullish rejection scenario here. So 15-minute has about a little over 6 minutes to close. That could give us a good indication of what's going on. That's also the 10 o'clock candle. So I like going to the 1 minute to look for my entries once I've determined direction I want to go in. So that's why I'm just waiting on the 1 minute for looking for an entry here. So, but on the 1 minute, price is kind of unstable at the moment, so I will normally go out on the little higher time frames here. Like the 15, I'm very concerned about this one. If we get an actual 15-minute engulfing, then I may actually close this trade manually. There's a good chance it could just break above the stop loss there. I really do like the 10-minute candle though. A lot of times you get to see more stable price movement. So look at 15, 10, 5, and then go to the 1 minute for the entry. Okay, that's looking like a good candle. Let's see if we can get in here again, hopefully. But it is a risky time to get in as well, because the 10 o'clock candle could reverse all of this, right? That's why you just have to be very cautious with risk management when trading market open. Okay, I took another entry there. And I am reducing that a little bit, my stop loss a little bit. I am still a little concerned about this level. We need to show some kind of strong break of this to get some continuation on that. So we have about 2 minutes to close the 50-minute candle. If we can get kind of a bearish candle or pattern here, that would be ideal. Okay, so 1 minute or so for the 10 o'clock candle to close. Let's see what happens here. I'm just gonna adjust my take profit levels here. So the TP1 is about 14,850 and TP2 is about 14,800. Okay, just 20 seconds to close this 10 o'clock candle. So that does look like a nice 15-minute candle, but I mean it's market open again, so this doesn't always mean anything. Let's see. It's really having a hard time breaking this area here. If that continues to get rejected like this, I may manually close this trade. Or it could rally right now and take me out, so either way. That's not looking good. Nope. Certainly not looking good. Okay, looks like we might get taken out here. I might... no, I shouldn't. It's going to extend my stop loss a little bit because I still have like extra space here for my risk per trade. Let's see. If we brought it above this level, I think I would still be within... Let me see. Yeah. Still about a little over 50% of what my loss should be per trade. And it is still a like 3 to 1 reward to risk. So that was a nice 50-minute candle, but like I said, anything can happen at market open. So what's happening now is we're getting that we're getting a rejection of this area, pushing up. If we get a break above here, then, well, obviously it will be taken out of this trade. With NAS, you need to be ready to flip your bias kind of thing. So if you think you're just doing shorts, price could change at any time, and then you're looking at longs. So you have to be able to be flexible with the way you think and be able to just take the loss and move on, look for the next good trade. Because right now this is actually setting up to be a really good long trade. So in about 5 minutes this candle will close, and if we do get a bullish candle, I may be looking to go long. And at that point I'll probably go along with my full my full risk per trade, because right now I'm still about half, a little less than half. Usually we get better price movement on market open, but it's just kind of slow today. Okay, it does look like this is gonna hit the stop loss. I could extend it up a little bit more because it's still within my, it'll be about half of my risk per trade. But if this does break out of this area, there's a good chance it's gonna push hard. So yeah, so right now I'm still a bit under 50% of what I would normally risk per trade. Yeah, so see, this is the kind of bullshit that happens. I mean, you know, we're looking at kind of a rejection of this area, and then that was forming a nice bullish candle, but then, you know, it's like, screw you guys, and it starts coming down and take out stop losses. So a lot of like new traders and just regular retail traders would be getting taken out at this point. It could just be a liquidity grab and then a move back up, in which case I would get taken out too. If it does hit this take profit, let me see, I usually try to have like a runner, because with NAS you could actually get some really good momentum going. If it does take this first TP out, starts breaking below, then we have levels here as well. I'm always trying to capitalize on the move, like just let it run for a little bit longer. So this, I'll leave it there for now. So this is a 6,000 point TP, or 60 pip, I guess. So what I'll do with my second position, I'll put a trailing stop of 6,000. I had that the wrong way. So going down to the 5 minutes, I will reduce my risk just a little bit here, about yeah, just the beginning of this candle. Okay, I'm gonna reduce my risk a little bit more. So as you can see, guys, I'm very aggressive with my stop losses. I know a lot of pro traders, they're like, just set it and forget it or leave it. That's fine, but I find that if you just move it, like if it does go against you, chances are that trade is invalid anyway, and it's better to just take whatever you can, hopefully a break even, or just a little bit of profit. Because remember, with your analysis, you're saying, okay, from this point on, the price is going to go up or down. So if then price reverses and goes the opposite way from what you were thinking it was going to do, then, I mean, in my opinion, that means your trade is invalid, right? And yes, we get those spikes where you could get a liquidity grab. However, a lot of times when you get that, it could also just continue that way. So I think, you know, it's just better to close it, and then maybe if it hits your break even and it does go against you, but you know, maybe that is the liquidity grab, so then you could see another setup that actually gives you a better entry. So, you know, there are pros and cons to both. I just prefer to aggressively move my stop loss and try to get to break even as soon as possible. I think that's my rant for today. Man, I'm getting people on the stream here, but nobody's saying hi. Been talking to myself for a few weeks now, actually. Guess that's how you start on YouTube. Okay. I just hope we get a continuation here, and it's not just coming to test this area. Alright, we've had all these little, like, prices have been moving kind of shitty past few days for NAS, so we've had these different rejection zones. Hey, waggy tails, hey, how's it going? Where are you from, waggy tails? Oh, nice. Are you in any trades this morning? This is NAS100. I do trade US30 sometimes as well. I was looking at it this morning, actually. I saw that rejection. Let me see. US30. Yeah. So I was looking at that rejection zone on the US30. But then I was just focusing on the NAS. So this would have actually been a really nice setup. That was like what, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, about, yeah. 50 minutes ago. Wow, that would have been really good. Yeah, I totally missed this one. Yeah, 1 to 3. NAS, let me see. No, I wouldn't enter NAS right now for a short because it's rejecting this level here. That's where my TP1 is. So there's a good chance, like, because sometimes NAS and US30 will kind of do the same thing. Well, for the past like over a year, they haven't really done the same thing, but sometimes they do. So what would happen is we could get this rejection of this trend line here for NAS, and then a push up from there. So at this point, I wouldn't recommend any more selling anyway. My trades are short term, day trade, scalping kind of thing. So if you miss the entry, probably not a good thing to get in. Like, so right now it's pushing back up. I don't feel like making that loss, so I will leave it at kind of break even at this point. Yeah. Hi Redzi, thanks for joining. Waggy tails, just patience, man. We'll get us set up. Yesterday I thought I was done trading and I was leaving. I was about to like just shut down my machine, and because I'd made like almost nothing for the day. And then I saw a setup, jumped in, and I made a good 0.5% for the day. Or was it 1%? I can't remember. But yesterday wasn't a bad day, so you just gotta wait. Yeah, so I'm kind of I want to say a momentum trader kind of thing. So I look for break of structure with actual good momentum and price action, and then I will take my entry. So right now, if we look at NAS, so actually let me go back to US30 for a minute. Just want to see if we might get any entries coming up here. Okay, so for US30, so for Wagtail, so for my analysis, I normally start on the higher time frame, just looking at overall structure. So right now for US30, for example, we're in an uptrend. So I'd wait for price to come back down into this area here. So what could happen is price hit this level up here, and then we would look for a rejection and then a pullback into this Fibonacci level, what they call the golden zone between the 50 and 61. Yeah, always top-down analysis is the best. Let me just check on this trade. Yeah, so look at this. So we have a big rejection candle here. So there's a good chance I'm gonna get taken out here, but it's a break even, well, tiny profit really. And that is rejecting this uptrend here. So if it does break back above here, then I'll be looking for a buy. However, if we just put a Fibonacci tool here, Normally, if we break and hold above the, so for example, if we're coming down, if we get a rejection here, if we break back above the 23.6 level, and I usually read this on the 5-minute chart, so if it holds above the 23 level, there's a good chance it's going to come all the way back to like 50, 60. So we would look for kind of a rejection on those levels and then take another sell. So I'll let this one play out, because if it takes me out, then we're just waiting for the move to get rejected up here. And then I can actually look at US30. So US30, now we're looking for a rejection on this level. That seems to be kind of a significant area. Price has rejected it. Like, it's broken through a few times as well, but then it came back, rejected, came down. So we would look for a rejection here and then a sell, or if it breaks through, we might look for a buy. So it's going strong right now. So I got taken out for a little bit of profit. Okay, so like I said, it broke the 23, so now if we get a close here, there's a good chance price is gonna hit the 50 and 60 levels. If it does do that, then we're looking for a short again. Waggy Tails, what strategy do you use right now? Okay, so given that it's rejecting this EMA, it's a 65 EMA on the 1 hour chart, and as you can see, it does play quite nicely off this EMA. I may look for a long if we get a good candle close here. Because in general, we're still kind of in this uptrend. Yeah, so right now price could go either way. We're just waiting to see what happens there. So okay, that's a good strategy, Waggy. Red Sea, what do you like? You're new. How long have you been doing it, and what kind of strategies are you looking at? Yeah, Waggy, that's good. That's a good way to do it. All right, so looking at US30 again. Like I said, it's rejecting this level here. Yeah, but you're starting at a good place, Waggy. Those are good fundamentals to get. A lot of people, when they start, they jump right into indicators. I think that's the wrong approach, because indicators is just a rabbit hole. So many of them. Okay, so price pushed up. We still didn't really get that close above the 23. Let's see. Kind of, but that's a big rejection candle there. Gonna leave that for now. Going back to US30 here. This is looking promising for a long. Just need to wait for a little bit more here. Yeah, when I started trading, I jumped right into indicators. That took years to break out of that. So I always suggest people learn price action, levels. Good day for me. 1 to 2% profit. Biggest trade. Biggest trade was what was it? I was trading for a prop firm, and I think I did maybe 14,000 for that day. It was a 200K account. Yeah. Yeah, but those are rare days, right? Realistically, I'm at 1 to. Well, last week I had a $4,000 day. Yesterday was a $1,700 day, but before that happened, it was just like a $150 day. Then I saw a good setup. In terms of assets, there I would go NAS100. That's my bread and butter. But you just have to know when not to trade NAS. For example, days like this right now is not a good day. We've had, let's look at it from a 10-minute. Let me go to a cleaner chart. Whenever you get into NAS and you start seeing it having big wicks, those are the days that I find that it's kind of unpredictable. Because, let's look at this example here. So we had kind of a bullish engulfing candle. After that, followed by a very strong bullish candle with a massive wick. And then even the next candle, although it's kind of a bearish candle, it's still kind of more a bullish candle than a bearish candle. And then after that, we had the big drop. So that a lot of traders that are just looking at trading based on these kind of patterns, which is a lot of traders, they would just get taken out, right? For me, I was looking at the momentum that was coming in, and then I entered wherever I did. I can't remember, which was a good trade. Like I was up. I think at one point maybe $500-600. But then I saw it reversing, so then I moved my stop loss to break even just to be safe. So I didn't make a loss on that one. The biggest thing with trading is just figuring out how to preserve your capital, right? So if you take too much risk, you're putting a lot of your capital at risk. If your stop loss are too big, again, same thing. So okay, so it looks like NAS is still gonna continue down. So I didn't get to re-enter this one. That's fine. At some point NAS is gonna reject a level, maybe. Let's hope so. I'm hoping we get a rejection on this level and then we'll get a buy. So for now I'm just gonna leave that. Okay, US30, let's see, it's looking like a possible short here. When US100 rejects this area, maybe. We're gonna wait for, like right now it's rejecting, right? It's wicking away from this, and what we have here is basically a support zone and a trend line. So we have basically like two confirmations in a way. But the most important confirmation is gonna be momentum. And what I mean by momentum is not just candle patterns, right? Like this move here is a momentum move. This is showing some rejection, but then we get a strong momentum move against that rejection again. So right now on the 5-minute, I want to see bullish rejection here, like basically like a candle like this here. And then after that I'll go down to the 1 minute and look for momentum to kind of go in the direction I want it to go. And I go down to the 1 minute so I can get that kind of sniper entry, as they say. Now, you always have to try and think about how the big players might be looking at this. So for example, you know, if you had billions of dollars to throw at the market, you would look at this chart, and I'm just, you know, speculating here. Who knows what these guys are thinking. I heard that they don't really care about us and they just look for specific levels, but whatever. So I would say there might be a lot of buyers around here. So if I had a lot of money to throw at it, I want to get liquidity so I can keep going up as well, I would push the market past this level. So sometimes you have to look for a secondary kind of support or resistance area. So like here, for example, right, there's still part of that zone, but it's more extended. Like a lot of people are going to look at just this area, but here you take a little bit more data into consideration. Yeah, so you know, if you were to enter here, stop loss right below, the market makers shoot it down and take you out. Alternatively, like what's happening right now, it looks like that's not happening. So, and these, I like these candles here. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna go down to my 1 minute chart. So on the, you know, like if you're looking at the 5 minutes, you're like, oh wow, that's really good, right? That's a really good bullish. Do I do what on purpose? Oh, sorry, not me. They. No. No, I was watching an interview. I can't remember with who. One of the big hedge fund traders. He said they don't really care about where people's stop losses are. They're just looking for certain levels. like these different bank levels and stuff, what that they consider like premium levels. The problem is that a lot of retail traders put their stop losses at those levels, right? So if you have price coming into one of those significant levels, and some retail traders, they enter at those levels, their stop loss right below the levels. If you get momentum coming really strong, it's like a car. It'll take a little bit of time to stop the momentum. So during that braking process, you get price moving and hitting your stop loss, and then it looks as if the banks and stuff took you out and then went back up, right? One institution, 10,000 pips. Nah, I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, if they throw enough money at it, but usually they would need to put a lot of their capital to that. So normally it's a coordinated effort, or just like remember these hedge funds and stuff. They're people, and people think the same way sometimes, especially when they're at that level, having the same kind of experience. So if there's some fundamental news that came out that's gonna give them an idea of a trade, you might have several of these big guys having the same idea kind of thing, and that's when you see these big crashes or rallies and stuff, right? So it's not that they're coordinating or have some agenda, really. They're just doing their thing just like we are. It's just that they have more data and more experience in some ways. They have algorithms that they've spent millions on. So I don't think it's like trying to hunt our stops or anything. So you see, with NAS, we had that bullish candle, right? So what will happen on the 5-minute, traders will see this happening. They're like, okay, shit, it's going up. It did an engulfing of this previous candle, and it's a very strong bullish candle. So then you enter, and if you're safe, you take a small trade and have a big stop loss. But a lot of times people just put it like right down here, right? And then that can easily get taken out. So that's why I go down to the 1 minute and look for that momentum, right? So we had these candles, but we're still kind of in this downtrend. I'm looking for like strong moves away from that after we had this move. Okay, so US30 is actually giving us more of some momentum here. So let's see what's going on here. Yeah, it's breaking that 23 level. And same situation here, right? You're seeing a big bearish candle. You're talking about US30? Yeah, right now it's consolidating. But a lot of retail like new traders and stuff, they'll see this forming and start entering trades, but that's where the mistake is made, because we're really just consolidating at this point. Okay, so US 100 NAS. Well, for me, I found that like just go down to the 1 minute, because here you can actually see, I know people always say the 1 minute is not good, but I find that if you look at things like this and you see such a pattern and you want to get in, but then you go down to the 1 minute and you see like it, was more choppy, and these candles, although they're bearish, they're not like this bullish candle, right? It doesn't have that kind of momentum that brought the price up here. So if you don't see the same kind of momentum taking price back down, then I wouldn't get into it yet, right? So that's how I kind of stay out of those trades. I just go down to the 1 minute and see what the personality basically of price at that point. Because right now 5 minutes is showing a beautiful entry and it could very well go down, but I'll wait and see what happens with these candles. Ideally, I would like to see this go back up a little bit more, and then we get a big rejection candle in a 1 minute. No, for the direction in the market, it's still better to stick to the higher time frames, right? So for example, I look at the 1 hour. Right now 1 hour is showing bullish momentum, and then I'll go down lower, see what's happening. So if we've identified that we're going in a bullish direction. However, on these medium time frames, I'm seeing price coming back down, so I have to view that as just a pullback, right? So then you use your Fibonacci tool and see where is this pullback going to go. First of all, it broke to 23. Usually for NAS and US30, breaking 23, you might see price come all the way to the 50, 61, sometimes even break through that to the 71 or whatever that price is, that level is. So you're looking for that rejection and then going long. Now, if you're a scalper like me, you're also looking for a short, right? You're seeing this rejection coming, but instead of entering with that big candle, you have to wait a little bit more to see the personality of price at the 1 minute. So yeah, direction with the higher time frame, 1 minute, just to see if you're getting the same kind of personality profile with price that you did when it was doing the opposite thing. And right now we're not getting that, right? These are small candles, and they're kind of rejecting. So on the 10 minute, 5 minute, it looks good for entries, and it could very well be, but I think just from my experience, when we see this kind of profile, I want to stay out for now. Same thing for this NAS setup, right? Yeah, that's a myth. I've made shit tons of money on Fridays, man. But I would actually follow that up with, it depends on the asset you're trading, right? Because for some things, some traders don't trade at certain times, so then you won't get that volume. Yes. There is too much noise. Everybody has their strategy, their opinions, but that's what trading is. It's speculation, right? Speculation is a kind of a human thing. It's what we feel. And when you bring that kind of emotion into it, there's no like solid information necessarily. So you just got to find your strategy. And I mean, there's a lot of strategies out there that work. You just got to find something that works for you with your personality, and also with your strategy, it should also include days you're trading and time frames. Sessions you're trading. So for me, for a long while, Tuesdays was my worst day. Like, I almost always made losses on Tuesdays. But I don't know, maybe that was just a phase I was going through, because now I'm past couple months, I want to say I haven't had a losing Tuesday. Okay, so right now it's kind of a consolidation here with NAS as well. People that were entering here, like I said, right, that beautiful bullish candle, you got some entries up here, it looks like it's going up, and then boom, came down and probably took them out, unless they had a smarter stop loss for this kind of thing. Whenever you have big wicks, you have to have big stops, because you never know what's going to happen there. So either have big stops or just don't get in the trade. Let's see, 5 minutes on US30. Yeah, this is looking good. But personally, it's too far for me. Like, if I had seen momentum forming in a good way around this area, that would have been my entry. Right now, it's too far. It's too close to that golden zone area here. So I'd wait for a buy once we start seeing rejections here. See what's going on with gold today. Yeah, so for this scenario, yes, maybe. There's no guarantees. Like, it could problem with trading things like US30 and NAS is that volatility could at any point become very, very big, at which, so you could get momentum coming down like this, and then it keeps pushing down. It could even go all the way back to zero where it started, like, 100% retracement, yeah. So you have to kind of have that idea in your head that you're looking for a rejection and an entry for a long in this case, but do not just react to that thought yet until you get some confirmations. And that those confirmations could be whatever your trading style is, or your system. It could be indicator based, or just levels, right? So in this case, it would be looking at these different levels here, right? It could break down to this area or this area. So, and of course, this is also an area to look at. Say if it breaks back up above here, that could be a valid rejection, right? So for NAS, I'm looking at this level here. Like, initially we had this kind of fake move up, came back down. We're getting rejected again. So I am going to go on my 1 minute. Sorry if there's too much noise coming through, guys. I just recently started doing this YouTube thing and the live streams, so I don't really have a studio per se. I have a home office, but there's no soundproofing. Okay, so NAS is kind of flat. We're just gonna wait some more. Okay, so you see the look at that beautiful rejection candle here on the 38.2. Again, sometimes you get people seeing wicks like this, like, okay, yeah, jump in, buy, but then the move may not be over yet, so. We'll let that play out for a little bit. Let's see what's going on with US oil. I don't really trade this, but I've been researching it recently. Yeah. So anybody on the stream, if you guys want to join my Telegram, I'm gonna send a link here. It's fairly new, so there's not much stuff there yet. But join there. I am trying to get to post signals often, but with the way I trade, it's hard to post signals in an efficient way. Because by the time I take my entries, I feel like it's too late and it's not worth taking that trade, because you might be taking it at a more like expensive price. Do you trade oil, Waggy? I'm still trying to figure it out. Debating whether I want to add it to my like assets that I trade. Okay, so let's see. US100. We are looking for an entry here, maybe. See, US100. I just don't like how flat this stochastics is here on the 5 minute. I'm gonna just keep watching on the 5 minutes for now. So Dow, it's looking like it wants to continue down. Let's see if there's any valid entry here. No. I wouldn't want to take this entry coming into the support area here on the US30. Okay, let's see. So NAS is looking better now. Normally around about 10:30 we get kind of a stabilization of price on NAS, but that didn't happen today. Right, there's just too many wicks happening here. Okay, so if this continues up and breaks through, that's the kind of momentum I'm looking for. So this is NAS100. Potentially looking for a long trade here. So just get yourself ready, guys. Stop loss is gonna be about let's see, 14,870. Okay, so we got some good candles forming. I just want to break above this level here a little bit. That's the 23 Fibonacci level, 23.6. I don't like taking the entry until I break that most days. Okay, we are starting to break. Let me see here. Okay. 5 seconds. Almost ready to take the entry. I'm just waiting for this candle here to do something different than what it's doing right now. Okay, here we go. Okay, I'm entering this this trade. Stop loss is 14,870. TP, let's see. TP is at 14,990. Let's call it that. I'm looking for a second entry here. Just gonna wait for this candle to close. It's a 10-minute candle. Stop loss is around 14.86, 14.869. This stop loss is a little bigger than I normally would have, but we gotta compensate for those big wicks. That's also why I took less risk on the trade. So I normally go in with a smaller risk and then look for kind of rejections or pullbacks a little bit, and then maybe enter again. So I don't know if I'm gonna get an opportunity to enter again here, but let's see. So right now we're gonna get a little bit of drawdown for sure. But then I'm hoping to see it continue and give me more entry opportunities. So I'm waiting for a break above this 38 level. If we can get a break and hold above 38, then I'm moving my stop losses to break even. Did you get in on this trade? What price? What price did you get in at? Are you in profit? Okay, good. Yeah, so we're just gonna hold for a little bit and see how things play out here. 14915. Okay, that's good. Yeah, so we're starting to break that 38.2 level. This is where we have this kind of minor resistance. I've been trading since 2007, so what was that, 16 years, 17 years, I don't know. Something like that. However, it was on and off for years. I started a different business altogether, and I've been dedicated to that for the last like 10 years. So I was doing trading more like part-time. But then I want to say past 2 years or so, I started taking it more seriously. So out of the 16 years, if we combine it all, maybe I've been doing it for half that. And for my other business, I'm looking to leave that so that I can focus more on trading. I think trading's where my passion's at now. So okay, so we broke that 38.2 level. If we come back down into this, there's a good chance it'll keep going down. So just got to be careful around these areas. Oh wow, you left real estate. So are you doing trading full time now then? Oh wow, that's crazy, man. But you got to follow your passion, right? If it's something you believe in, just keep pushing. So I'm just kind of starting out now, like taking it seriously in terms of like trying to make it a business as well. Because I do love trading. It's just with trading, you can't just always depend on your trading income. You need to have something else going on the side. So, you know, you take the money you make from trading, you reinvest it, or you start like something like I'm trying to do, just getting a social media presence, build a group, maybe offer courses and coaching and things like that, all kind of surrounding what I love doing, essentially. Okay, so we have, it's breaking above this very minor resistance level that I have. It's getting into that 50% level. So this is when I want to bring my stop loss just to break even here. Now this is one thing that a lot of traders don't like, or a lot of people don't like when I do this, but like I said, it's better to secure a little bit of profit than to lose the entire trade. I mean, if it does pull back past our entry and we do see another setup to go long, then that means we just get a better entry point, maybe. So that's kind of my thesis behind securing the trade. So right now it's a free trade. There's no risk. Worst case, we make a little bit of money. Best case, it hits a take profit. So there's no scenario here where we're gonna actually lose any money. Well, the one crazy scenario is that some idiot comes in and throws a few $1 billion on it and crashes the market. No, so right now I don't have a trailing stop on. What I normally do, so I have two positions for this. This first one, take profit, is at like 4,100 points, or I guess it's 40 pips. So once I hit that TP, I may put a 5,000 trailing stop on the next position, and then I would move that position up and just let it run. And that may be the trade I'm looking for today. So I find with NAS is that most days you'll have the one trade that will run really good. You just have to know when to find it, enter it, and stay in that trade. Lots, I have 25 open, but the 25 lots isn't 25 lots in terms of like Euro USD. So that's like 1.5 lots really, if you compare it, you know, with like Euro USD lot sizes. Where's your TP? Do you have your TP at where I have my first one here, or this one is at shit. Okay. Alright, so that TP1 just got hit. So that means for today, yeah, so I'm kind of break even for the day, $85 profit. But if I close right now, I'll be at 500, 600 profit. Oh man, why'd you do that? Oh, because of the 50% level, maybe? Okay, so now I'm gonna set a, let's see, because if we break here, then we can continue moving up. So I'm gonna set about a let's say 6,000 trailing stop on this. How many lots did you have open on that trade? Okay. Well, NAS, so depending on the broker you're with, that could also be like 0.10. That's the thing I don't like about the indices is depending on the broker. Like for example, 15 lots that I have open right now is really 1.5, but with some brokers that would have to be 150 lots to be the same like value. So, and a lot of people see the big lots and like, oh, dude, what are you doing? But it's not that bad actually, because my risk was like, I don't know, $400 for $1,000 profit. Okay, so right now I have a trailing stop on this trade of 60 pips. We're aiming for about 110 pips. Well, my stop loss right now is at 14,922. So that's my break even stop loss. Well, not break even, I make a little bit of money. But then I have a trailing stop of 6,000 points. So that's basically once it breaks above this level here, that's when I'll start trailing, because chances are if we break through here, we might get a nice runner going for the day. And what I'm hoping for actually is if we do increase momentum here, I want to move my take profit higher even, right? So right now my TP is at 15058. But keep in mind with this trade, this was actually a pullback entry, because we had, like if you look at the Fibonacci right now, it was a strong move down, and then we took the entry above the 23.6 once it broke above there, and then the first target was at around the 50% level TP. Now I'm hoping that it breaks above this golden zone and keep moving. However, because it's a pullback, it could very well get rejected at the 50, at this golden zone essentially, and then just come back down and continue on in a downtrend. So that's kind of what you have to be aware of. This is the market's world. We just need to hop on the train every now and then. Yeah, if it breaks up, there's a good possibility it could keep going up. If we look at the daily, let me look at this on TradingView. So on TradingView, we had this bullish engulfing followed by I would call that a decent bullish candle. So now if we break that level, which would be above here somewhere, then definitely I see it continuing that uptrend. Let me just I like using the EMAs sometimes. Let's change this around a little bit. Okay, so on the 4 hour, we've actually we're kind of showing continuation of the trend. So yeah, breaking above there would definitely be actually I was looking at the wrong level, wasn't I? Thanks, Waggy Tails. That means a lot. When starting these things, you never know if people are gonna think you're full of shit or actually value the content. So it's good to get some validation. Okay, so we really want a break above the 6.18 or 618 level. So did you close and then re-enter that trade? Yeah, I would be nervous about that too, man. I wouldn't have re-entered if if let's say it hit my first TP, I wouldn't have gotten in again. Mainly because, like, for example, like I told you about the oh, you had 5. Okay, that's fine. Okay, good. Oh, you have 5 open now. Okay. Yeah, just be careful with that. We really so if depending, what's your entry price at this point? Okay, that's good. I still feel we have some movement to go here. But the biggest thing that could make a difference on this trade is breaking above the 61.8. 14962. Ooh. Yeah, that's right by this rejection area, man. You might have to deal with some drawdown. But let's hope not. Let's hope it just breaks above. Because if it breaks above, definitely we're going to have some pullback. And then after that, hopefully we get a rally. Because this 15-minute is looking very strong. And if this could keep holding, then around, I would say 130 to 230, we might get some big volume coming in. That's usually when the big players, these guys that come back from lunch and stuff, and then they'll put some volume in the market. And we hope that it's the right volume in our direction. Okay, I've been sitting here for about 4 hours. I haven't even taken a pee break. There will be another entry coming up, but it's not ready yet. I would say we could also miss it. That's one thing with these re-entries. I would say right now this is looking like a potential rejection zone, right? See how it's a 61.8 level, and it's tested this level a few times. So if it was me, I would probably take my profit and wait for a pullback, because we could get a pullback all the way down to back to 38, this area, or we could get that push above and then a pullback down to the 61 or into the golden zone and then a rally up. So those are the possibilities right now. That's why it's good, like when you're entering, just enter at least 2 positions, set your first take profit at a high probability area, and then your second one you could just not even have a take profit and just have a trailing stop, or have some kind of ridiculous take profit, right? This one is 13,000 points up. So okay, so I'm gonna take a little break right now. I'll be back. I'm gonna leave this running, so I'm just gonna mute my mic and I will be back. Okay, I'm back. Let's see. It's a clean rejection on that level, 61.8. Waggy, you still holding those trades? Okay, that's good. At least you made some profit. Yeah, so that US30 trade would have worked out as well with the entry here. What's gold doing? I used to trade gold a lot, but it wasn't consistent in terms of like win rate enough, so I stopped. GJ is something I don't understand. Like a lot of people trade it, but I don't get it. Look at all those wicks. US30 is going. Could very well go to that level up here today. Because if it breaks out of here, there's not any significant level, I wouldn't say, that's gonna stop it. I'm just more confident in NAS. That's why I tend to lean towards NAS over US30. Yeah, the problem with gold is I don't find it, it's not, like with NAS when I come in almost every day I get a stable kind of move. With gold you'll see a really good setup, you get in and then it just goes against you. I don't like, I mean maybe some people just have traded it so long they're used to that, but I couldn't get used to that. Like this to me today was just a clean setup. Even the one I took earlier wasn't too bad to sell, and it moved in the direction that I expected it to. With gold, if we look at this, well, this was a good setup actually, but I mean I don't see any. Okay, let's see. Yeah, so this would have been the level that gold would have been playing off of, but to me this is not a hugely significant level. I mean later, like older data, maybe it has more like touches and stuff, but So that's what it played off of. And then it got stopped out of this more recent resistance area. I don't know. Like rarely I will take a gold trade if I see something set up pretty good. Like I think last week I had a gold trade. Can't remember if I won or lost that. I gotta check the journal. Do you do journaling? Alright, this is interesting. It's rejecting off of the 68 again, although we had this kind of strong move up. So this is where psychology with holding trades come into play. You kind of have to talk to yourself and weigh the pros and cons here. So right now I'm seeing this rejection coming back down. It was clearly just a pullback from this big move down. So if I close it right now, at least I make some money for the day. If I let it go all the way to my stop loss, then I don't really make much. But if I let it run, I could make a decent percentage on the account. So, you know, either way, I don't actually lose anything here. I'm at a break even for the day. So, you know, you gotta figure whether you want to make a small profit or hopefully make a big profit. Right now, if it stays below this 50 level, I don't see it rallying yet. But that doesn't mean no rally for the day, because between let's say 1:30 to 2:30, that hour, there's sometimes a lot of volume that comes in, and it could actually push, like, give it the rally that we're looking for. So it's just a matter of whether it's going to take my stop loss out before it does that or not. Alternatively, it could just keep coming down with that initial push it had this morning. However, on the hourly, we had a rejection on this level that's been respected a few times. So at this point, it could go either way. As a trader, you just have to be ready to kind of jump in with the directions going in. For the rally though, I needed to break above this zone and hold above that 61.8, because then that'll give us a chance to hit this zone up here. I think that's probably what I'm gonna do for the day. I'm not gonna move my take profit higher than that. On the daily, hard to say about the daily right now, but it does look like there was kind of a bullish engulfing here. But people trading daily would have their stop loss probably down here. So if it does want to go for the rally though, there might be an opportunity to buy back in there. Okay, so now it's getting below that 50% level. My hope is that it doesn't close below here another time. We want it to close above, let's say above this EMA. Waggy, just make sure you subscribe and like the video, and also feel free to join the Telegram group. I'm gonna be doing some interesting stuff there in the coming weeks and months, and right now I am looking to build a like a VIP group, and the first few people will be free for life. So. And anyone watching this video at a later time, join Telegram group as well. I'm gonna be setting up some like automatic signal service that you can then hook up with an EA to your MT4, MT5 platform. Also in the next what do you mean? Why weeks? For which part? Yeah, so it's just logistical issues. Like I'm still running my other business as well. So that takes up some of my time in the morning and the rest of the day. Also, I have to build the sorry, I have to build the script for Telegram to MT5 communication kind of thing. So basically, whenever I take a signal, whenever I take a trade, it will automatically push that signal to the Telegram group. This way there's no delays, because right now it's hard for me to post my signals because my trading is so dynamic, I want to say. Like, I don't do a big analysis and then have like setup ready, minutes and hours in advance. I'm essentially a scalper, so I can't really do that. I read the market in real time and I take action in real time. So the only way to post signals based on that is to automate it somehow. So yeah, I'm writing kind of an EA essentially that will post my signals to Telegram, and then in the near future I'll be writing a different EA that will take those signals and actually execute them on my members' platforms. And then hopefully in the next few months, I want to also do kind of a course on how I trade and get people involved with that. Might end up having kind of like a Zoom call every morning with the members to do the live trading room instead of like a YouTube stream. Okay, so if you're looking for a re-entry, I would say if we break above this area, that's where we want to look for a re-entry. But right now it's just playing around, kind of consolidating here. US30 might have been the better trade today. Alright, looks like it really wants to try and break the 61.8. So this is looking good. So that might be a re-entry right there. With a stop loss like maybe around here. So there's a 3,500 stop loss. So it had that breakout, pull back now. This is why I don't like re-entering like later on after the trade has been running for a little bit. I actually considered re-entering there too. Just gotta follow your rules. So it looks like it's really pushing on a rejection here now. That chart's too messy. This big bullish candle is the only thing keeping me in this trade, to be honest. Like the big bullish candle that broke above this zone. And even the 1 hour is looking pretty good. For trading rules, I don't measure my loss in pips. I measure it in percentages. So daily, I try not to do more than 3% loss. I don't really have a target per se for my daily profit. Basically, I just try to do the best trade possible, and the profits will come as long as I can stick to the rules and take what the market's giving. I found that if you try to set a profit target for yourself daily, you'll try to chase that and end up over trading. So just the focus should just be minimizing risk and taking quality setups. That's it. Don't worry about the profit, because remember, if you're trading properly, then your profits should be larger than your losses, except for situations like mine where I'll have a loss, like let's say $500, and then I'll have profits of like $80 because I have the trailing stop or the break even set up like this, right? So those are the exceptions, because right now maybe I'll make $20 on this trade when it hits the stop loss here. I could always move my stop loss down lower, but because of the momentum that price is coming down with at this point, chances are if I were to like gamble and say move my stop loss back below here, if the momentum really comes, it's going to just take me out, and instead of making $20, I would have lost, a couple $100. Sorry, I didn't understand that question. Close trades by balance? What do you mean? Oh, you mean like percentage based on my balance? If that's what you mean, no. I just usually target a certain level for my ATP. So for example, for this trade, the first TP was what, like around this area here? And the reason I targeted that area is because it's an area of interest. Like we've had rejection here, we've had it test this area a few times, so it was just a high probability zone essentially. So chances are price will at least get to that area. So that was my safe TP kind of thing. And then my next TP was, I think, probably up here somewhere. I can't remember. That was also based on the same concept that we've had price either reject or bounce off of that area. So when trading, like especially NAS, I found that's the best way to take your profit. Just look for the next area of interest where price either rejected, bounced off, things like that. And then obviously your stop loss should be, maybe 1-to-1 for the first TP, or even less. Say your stop loss should be like 1-to-1 or less, basically. If you have multiple entries, if you only have one entry, always make sure your TP is more than your stop loss. So that's something you have to actually calculate before you do the entry, right? So when I was looking at this trade, I knew my entry was going to be around here, and then I checked where the stop loss should be, right? And then based on that distance, I then calculated how many lots I can afford to put in there without, being pissed off if I lose it. And then, of course, your TP should be more than whatever that stop loss it was, right? So I think initially my first one was maybe a 1-to-1, and then the other one was 2-to-1 or something like that. But now, obviously, I consider this a runner, so I'm hoping that price breaks out of this area and keep going up. And if it does, my next level that I'm looking at is actually up here, but I put so between this level here and this area here, I would consider that a zone. I just didn't draw it because I don't want to, the chart's already messy, but this is what the zone looks like. So I'm expecting the price to go all the way up here if it breaks through, but I'm taking more of a conservative approach in terms of the profit, so I'm just taking it here instead. So yeah, all these things you need to kind of figure out before you essentially start trading an account or taking trades. It's just deciding what your risk profile is going to be. Thing with trading NAS2 and why I like it is that you can make so much more than compared to other assets if you get into the right move. So I do like this rejection candle that we had. Came back into this area, got a big rejection off of this 38.2 level. Now we need to have another big momentum candle going up. I think I'm gonna move my stop loss just a little bit more, since we got that rejection from this area here. Yeah, so my way of trading is very different from a lot of stuff that I see online. I see a lot of traders, they have one kind of thing that they're looking at. Do I see myself entering another trade? No, I think there is a possibility of that, but I'm done for the day in terms of entries. Obviously I'll say when I see something, if I see a setup, but I don't want to risk making a loss so late in the day, because if I do make another entry, obviously stop loss is going to be down here, which is going to be more than, so I'll probably, for example, if I look for an entry around this area here, stop loss is going to be here, and then I'll bring this one up here as well. So my stop loss will be very small, essentially, in terms of dollar value, but it'll still be a loss. I like having green days. But if this does come down and take me out here, then I'll be looking for another entry around 130 to 230, somewhere around there. But that's usually just very last resort for the day. Usually I like to be done trading around 11:30, 12 o'clock, so I'm already like an hour late. So just from a like a pattern perspective, this is looking like a good potential long setup coming. Right, we didn't really break this high, but right. So I would like to see it break above there for an entry. But anyway, we had this push, we had a pullback, we got the rejection here. So now we need to see momentum coming in around this area to push price higher. But as you can see, it's kind of just going flat and then coming back down. As long as we don't break this area here, we should be fine to continue up. That's another thing about rules. You need to figure out like when during the day is the best time for you personally to trade. That should be time when you can really focus and not be distracted. And obviously, like there is volume in the market, so like New York session, obviously. But then understanding as well that price will move and then it'll consolidate. So like we had the movements and now it's consolidating, and after the consolidation we'll get a move again. That's why I say around like between 130 230, that's when we start seeing volume coming back after consolidation. Most days. There's some days where it'll just consolidate for the rest of the day too. Trailing stop. So with NAS, I found a trailing stop of 6,000. I guess that's like 60 pips maybe, is adequate. Anything under that seems to be within the range of it spiking you out. So that's what I found. That's what I have set up right now, actually. On very aggressive days, if the price is really moving, I might have like a 3,000 points trailing stop. It depends on the market. It depends on, like I have this ATR indicator on my chart here as well. In the top right, it's 2 times ATR, so it just shows me kind of what the ATR value is for each candle, or past 14 candle. So right now, 5-minute candle, it's 3,500 points. 10-minute candle, it's over 6,000. So that means within one 10-minute candle, we could potentially get a spike of 6,000 points. So okay, so that rejection looks good. Let's see, 5 minutes. All right. Yeah, this could be an entry here. Just wait for this 5 minute to close. Just a minute to go for the 5 minute candle to close, and then if it closes very bullish this way, stop loss could be around 14,935 with well, TP 15 15032 area, or 30. Okay, just a few more seconds for this candle to close. Yeah, stop loss around 14930 or 14925, somewhere there. Yeah, so wait for the 5 minute to close, which is closing in 2 seconds. No entry yet, just wait. And then TP you can aim for 15025. Let me know if you enter. Yeah, I'm still favoring this buy. We want this this next 1 minute candle here to close really strong. Yeah, that was a decent close on the 1. Let's go to the 5. We have 2 minutes to go on the 5 minute. We want this to close, like, give us a nice bullish candle. I would suggest as soon as it breaks above the 6, like, not the 6, as soon as it breaks above around 14,980, just secure the position and move to break even. But since you're entering so late, I wouldn't put a trailing stop, because you wouldn't. Let's see, if you got a trailing stop in, yeah, it would be close to your take profit. So yeah, so I would suggest just move it to break even once we break above that that level, and then just let it run to your TP or take you out at break even. Price is just playing right now. But this is usually when it's flat around this time. For any time from around 11 to maybe 1:30 ish, price tends to consolidate. Spread depends on the asset really. So for this one, it's like a 7 pip. Oh, this is wrong actually. The spread number here. I just mainly, I don't actually know what the spread number is when I trade usually. But I do have the ask and bid lines on the chart. So that's what I go by. I just gauge it how wide or how close it is. Like right now it's very close, so that's really good. Spread's tight, and you get tight spread when you have volume in the market. When the spread is too wide, it means we don't have enough volume, so basically it's more expensive to take a trade. So I just gauge it based on the width, mainly because the spread indicator I have, it doesn't work properly with indices. But if I go to, like, let's say GJ, it's the spread is 1.2 or 1 pip right now. Yeah, so price is just being stubborn right now. I'm hoping the 1 o'clock candle will give us a move here. We got about 11 minutes to go. For my last position here, I modified it a little bit. I'm not aiming for the big target anymore. I'm just taking something within the close vicinity, mainly because we're getting towards the later part of the day, and at this point we could get the rally, but I like having a more high probability profit area than trying to make a home run. This way at least walk away with a decent profit today, and I don't like holding trades overnight, so Regarding that max spread question, was that more to determine when to trade and when not to trade kind of thing? If it was, I think looking at ATR is probably maybe a better option, or maybe ATR and spread, right? Yeah. So ATR and spread, you should check both, I think. Spread more for volatility as well, because when you have very big spreads, then price is easily manipulated. So even big money players, but small compared to the others, can actually move the market. And you want like high ATR, so you don't have to sit around and wait and watch choppy market like we're watching right now. Although ATR is decent right now, it's just because I think a lot of the big guys are sitting out at the moment. It's just I see this like a battle of wills. Somebody has to win. You just gotta hope you're on the right side of the battle. So the 1 o'clock candle is closing in about 3 minutes. We could see some movement when that closes. Let's see what happens. Okay, looks like momentum is really going down now. He must have got taken out there too. Yes, I didn't really make much today, just 153. Kind of a break-even day for me. I'm gonna keep looking at price movement. If anything else comes up, I'll post on the channel, but I think for now I might end the stream for today. I'll be back tomorrow. Yeah, the best time for taking trades for like NAS and US30 is earlier in the day. Later, like midday entries are usually iffy. But then again, like around 2:30, things could pick up again. So that's when I normally will look for maybe a final entry for the day. But for now, I think I'm gonna end the stream, go grab some lunch, come back and check it out. If anything comes up, I'll post it on the Telegram channel. Anybody watching this after the fact, just check out Telegram group. I trade every day live, trying to grow the channel, so please subscribe and like. And thanks everybody for joining today. Catch you tomorrow. Thanks for sticking with me there, Waggy Tails. Catch you tomorrow, or catch you on the Telegram channel. Take care. Have a good day.